The San Francisco Police Department released body camera footage of Paul Pelosi's attack by a MAGA extremist that completely debunks every conspiracy theory that Republicans spread. And in response, Republicans have struggled to accept the truth. I'm Gabe Sanchez, and welcome to What Was That? The Republican Party of today happily embraces hate speech, delusional conspiracy theories, and violent far-right terrorists. In the last couple of years alone, we've seen them orchestrate a domestic terror plot to kidnap the Michigan governor, try to overthrow the government, hire hitmen to take out Democratic officials, and violently attack the LGBTQ community. And another product of the Republican Party's stochastic terrorism is David DePape. In late October of 2022, DePape broke into Nancy Pelosi's home and brutally attacked her husband, Paul Pelosi, with a hammer.
The intruder confronted Mr. Pelosi in their home, shouting, "Where is Nancy? Where is Nancy?" Debbie Dingell, that's what the intruders going through the hallways on January 6th were shouting, "Nancy, Nancy." This is part of the January 6th insurrection toxicity that has infected the brains of people around the country.
And while Paul Pelosi was fighting for his life, Republicans did what they normally do. They sent thoughts and prayers. Never mind, I got that wrong.
Nancy Pelosi, well, she's got protection when she's in D.C. Apparently her house doesn't have a lot of protection.
Republicans just cheered and laughed at Nancy Pelosi's husband for almost being murdered, like degenerate Donald Trump Jr. And just to give you an idea of who is involved in spreading these conspiracies, here are some prominent figures as well as elected officials and candidates. Convicted felon Dinesh D'Souza tweeted that they weren't buying this wacky story and it was ridiculous. But he also pushed the conspiracy that the attacker was Paul Pelosi's gay lover. Oh, you want to know what his proof is? Well, it's about as laughable as 2,000 Mules.
Including the 2,000 Mules movie.
As much as I despise Bill Barr, him laughing at D'Souza during his January 6th deposition never gets old. So even though the San Francisco Police Department debunked the Republican Party's crazy conspiracies, they just continue to spread them. Like Chief Twat Elon Musk, who decided to enter the conspiracy chat in order to appear relevant and smart by tweeting this out to his then 112 million followers. There is a tiny possibility there might be more to the story than meets the eye. And then sharing a conspiracy that Paul Pelosi was in a dispute with a male prostitute. Once again proving that Republicans really do have this weird and sick obsession with other people's lives and their genitalia. This completely unfounded conspiracy about a gay lover / male prostitute all came from the fact that Pelosi was in his underwear at night in his own home. So I guess we should interpret that as Republicans go to bed fully clothed every night? Though we do know that Rudy Giuliani is a drunk vampire that sleeps fully clothed in a coffin, so I guess that checks out. And even Charlie Kirk, the lead actor in the horror movie Smile, had this to say.
Politico says top Republicans reject any link between GOP rhetoric and Paul Pelosi assault. Of course you should reject any link. Why is the Republican Party, why is the conservative movement to blame for gay schizophrenic nudists that are hemp jewelry makers breaking into somebody's home, or maybe not breaking into somebody's home? Why are we to blame for that exactly? And why is he still in jail? Why has he not been bailed out? By the way, if some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco or the Bay Area wants to really be a midterm hero, someone should go and bail this guy out. I bet his bail's like $30,000 or $40,000. Bail him out and then go ask him some questions.
And then, back in December of 2022, which was more than a month after the attack, Tucker Carlson pushed the conspiracy that they were hiding something.
So what exactly happened in the Pelosi house that night? Well, there have been a lot of conspiracy theories about it, and people who've put those forward have been attacked for it. You're crazy. So there's one way to end this debate immediately, and it would be a constitutional way to end it. In fact, we should be demanding it, and that's to see the body cam footage from that night. Because these police are public servants. They work for the rest of us. They have no right to hide that. But the police, for some reason, have refused to release that body cam footage. We get body cam footage every day in the news business, but they won't release this. And not only will they not release it, they are intent on not releasing it. In DePape's federal court case, a judge has just issued a protective order banning the release of sensitive information in this case, and that would include the body cam footage. What is going on here? Why are they hiding this? Is there a good reason? We don't know.
What is going on here? Why do people hate me? Is there a good reason? It's not like I go on television and talk in this dumb cadence, spewing hatred for my followers to act out in the real world. I can't say for certain, But it wouldn't surprise me if it was actually my fault. But in all seriousness, Tucker is one of the loudest voices for violent far-right terrorists. So then in that same segment, Tucker brought on former California gubernatorial candidate and loser Larry Elder to get his insight on the attack.
And I wouldn't be doing this story with you right now if they hadn't used it to attack their political opponents. Oh, this is January 6th, and the right wing is attacking the Pelosi family. I mean, they use this story to attack their political opponents, so we have an absolute right and obligation to get to the bottom of it, correct?
That's right. I said something snarky about it after I made sure that Paul Pelosi was going to recover fully, and I was attacked, and other conservatives were attacked for speculating that something might have gone wrong or something might be different than what they're telling us. So you're quite right. We ought to know what the story is. But we were attacked. It was used to show how insensitive and cold and callous conservatives are right before the midterms.
As soon as Larry Elder found out Paul Pelosi had a pulse, he started workshopping his tight five. I mean, come on, guys. As long as Pelosi has a pulse, what's more fun than making traumatizing jokes about him being attacked in his own home by a MAGA lunatic with a hammer? This type of language and joking at the expense of a victim only normalizes the political violence that we've seen recently, especially when you remember back in 2021 when Representative Kevin McCarthy joked about hitting Nancy Pelosi with her gavel.
I'll make this one promise to you. If we win the majority, which I know we're going to, you're all invited. If you come to this work, but more importantly, I want you to watch Nancy Pelosi hand me that gavel. It'll be hard not to hit her with it, but I will bang it down and bring America freedom. Thank you.
It doesn't take a stable genius to connect the dots between Donald Trump's stochastic terrorism and the MAGA extremists. I mean, Solomon Pena, the failed MAGA candidate in New Mexico, was arrested and charged for hiring hitmen to shoot at the homes of Democratic officials. All because Pena couldn't accept the reality that he lost his election by a landslide. Just another MAGA moron committing political violence because of Donald Trump's election denialism narrative. And I'm almost positive Carrie Lake would also commit political violence, if she could ever escape her blurry camera. And like every other GOP talking point, the Pelosi conspiracies aged like milk. The San Francisco Police Department released a body camera footage that shows the moment they arrived at Paul Pelosi's door to confront the attacker.
Hi, how you doing?
Oh yeah.
What's going on, man?
Everything's good.
Hi. Drop the hammer.
Nope. Hey.
What is going on right now?
I'm not getting an answer.
And after its release, Republicans have been unable to admit they were wrong, let alone issue an apology to the Pelosi family.
Did you apologize, Senator?
The day it happened, I said it was a horrific, violent attack, and my prayers were with the Pelosi family.
But
they remain.
You also tweeted out that said it was something else towards it.
Fox News tried to push the idea that they were justified in their conspiracies because California is a Democratic state.
It's going to dispel a lot of those conspiracies that many of us have because California is a Democratic state, and we've seen the pattern play out in the past where, I hate to make this political, but Democrats have a tendency to hide and not be transparent when something could potentially make them look in a bad light.
The amount of projection that comes out of Fox News is astounding. And even when they have the security footage playing in front of them, some Republicans like Brian Claypool have a very difficult time accepting the fact that the attacker broke into Pelosi's home with the hammer.
Where is the evidence of a breaking and entering? I get what you're saying, Sandra, about always casing the area.
There's video of him breaking through the house. There's video of him
breaking through the house.
Okay, it's on the screen right now.
Okay.
No, and I assume it's with the hammer that you later see him with. But there's clear video that we have been given outside of the house. The attacker's on the right side of the screen, breaking through the house.
Got it. Well, what? Okay, great. Then maybe that's true.
He's clearly using that to break in.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, but what? Can't we talk more about what is the DOJ doing?
And David DePape even confessed to his crime during his interview with SFPD.
Honestly, like day in, day out, the person who was on the TV lying every day was Pelosi. I mean, Hillary was kind of on the scene because she doesn't really have a position.
Right.
And it's like, this is like record-breaking crime spree the Democratic Party has been on for the last 4 years. And it's just insane.
And if for some reason you still think David DePape's motive was unclear, here's a phone call that he made from the San Francisco County Jail to the KTVU Fox newsroom.
I would also like to apologize. I want to apologize to everyone. I messed up. What I did was really bad. I'm so sorry. I didn't get more of them. It's my own fault. No one else is to blame. I should have come better prepared.
Wait, what was that?
It's my own fault. No one else is to blame. I should have come better prepared.
This MAGA lunatic called into a news station from jail to read his deranged manifesto that his only regret is that he didn't harm more people. Don't worry, there's more.
I spent all my time exposing government corruption online, only to have them silence my freedom of speech as quickly as they could. They circumvented the Constitution and private industry. When the ruling class outsources the repression of your civil rights to private industry, it's called fascism.
I think it's safe to say that this extremist and attempted murderer is not getting his news, nor is he affiliated with the left. Republicans had to push every insane conspiracy they could to hide the fact that DePape was one of their own. I mean, have you seen a single Republican that joked about the attack come forward and apologize? Of course not, because while Republicans won't admit it publicly, they actually support what DePape did. The Republican Party's violent terrorism is part of their DNA, and there is no going back for them, especially as Donald Trump begins his pathetic and low-energy 2024 presidential campaign. At any point, if they were to accept responsibility and condemn their own party's political violence, it would mean they were wrong. And if we know anything about how MAGA works, being wrong in their eyes means you're a loser, and losers don't get their vote. Well, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?